Ooh, what's up, internet? Welcome to the NerdyLocke of this long journey that I challenged myself to make through all 35 Pokemon games that are Nuzlockable. I'm gonna beat them with hardcore Nuzlocke rules, plus a couple extras of my own just to make it spicy. Starting with the basic Nuzlocke rules. You can only catch your first encounter in each named area. Each Pokemon caught must be named, and if a Pokemon faints, it is dead. The hardcore additions to those are that I have to play on set mode, which I've never done. That means I can't switch Pokemon when I get a kill. I can't use items or legendaries in battle, and I can't overlevel the top Pokemon of our next gym leader. In addition to those, any Pokemon that I take to the Hall of Fame cannot be used for Elite Four battles in the future, but this is Pokemon Red, the first game, and I don't have to worry about that just yet. With that out of the way, it was time to tell Oak, my name is Nerdy, and remind him that his grandson, my greatest rival, was Chat. I decided to use as many starters as possible for this whole challenge, and determined to beat each Gen 1 game with the corresponding starter. I took Charmander here, because Charmander is fire type, and red is fire, and Charizard's on the box, and I think you can figure it out. I named him Alduin. Let me know at what point you figure out what the naming scheme is. And of course, Chat wanted to fight. We won, thankfully, because I consider the Nuzlocke to have begun from the moment you get your Pokemon, and I headed out to become the very best. On Route 1, I caught a Rattata named Hirschvalger, caught a male Nidoran on Route 22 and named it Dagon, and nabbed Rhaegal the Pidgey on Route 2 before heading into Viridian Forest. Anyone who's ever started Charmander in this game knows the best way to beat Brock is to catch a Caterpie and evolve it into a Butterfree. Crap. Things just got a lot harder. Not only does Beedrill not learn a useful move in time for Brock, but because I caught it as a Kakuna, it won't learn a damaging move until level 12. I named it Bahamut. After a significant grind, I decided to give Chat the fight they wanted on Route 22. Now, I want to remind you, I've never played on set mode before, but after this, I'll never go back to switch mode. It's just too easy in comparison. Alduin took down Chat's Pidgey with a burn. I pivoted through Bahamut to cross-train the Cocoon, and Dagon took down the Squirtle with a Horn Attack. From there, I headed to Pewter, and without a real strategy for Brock, we dove in with Rhaegal the Pidgey and Sand Attack the Geodude to -4 accuracy. I switched to Alduin, hoping to spam Ember and get a burn, but Brock just full healed it away. With so much sand in its eyes, the Geodude wasn't really able to hit us, and so Ember slowly chipped it down and took it out. If I were playing Switch mode, I would have here, but I decided to risk it and go for the burn again. Onix dropped 2 Screeches before a scary Bide, and it was time for Bahamut to show off the value of 2 early evolutions. Pidgey went back in for a few more sand attacks, and I thought Alduin was safe to go back in until I set him up for another Bide. Dagon went in because he still had full health, but that Bide was too much for little Nidoran, and we suffered our first loss. I vowed it would be our only one, as Alduin managed to finish off Onix. Drop an F in the comments for Dagon. We caught Fernin the Spearow on Route 3 and a Zubat in Mount Moon. I forgot to name it, and I also forgot about the name raider, so I released Zubat immediately as a rule violation. My bad. I hadn't played a Gen 1 game in a decade, so I forgot this random rocket grunt has a level 16 Raticate for no reason. He almost one-shot Bahamut and Alduin, so we sacked Hirschvalger the Rattata. Our second loss to win this fight. But I vowed, that this would be the last one. Pidgey dropped a couple of sand attacks so that Fernin could chip away enough for Bahamut to come back in and finish him off. Oh, God! This fight is totally optional, and what the hell?
That was so dumb.
I picked up the Dome Fossil, never took it to Pewter City for that encounter. Oops. And we pressed on to Cerulean. Chat wanted to fight again, and our team was underleveled, but Bahamut learned Twin Needle at level 20 and carried us through. We encountered an Abra on Route 24. We missed it. And then again on Route 25. We missed both, and suddenly we were at Misty with only 4 Pokemon. I really wanted an Oddish up there. Oh well. Pidgeotto took down Staryu and almost died to Starmie while I tried to set up sand attacks again. I should have just switched to Beedrill, because that super effective Twin Needle was an easy KO even after the X-Defend. That Kakuna was shaping up to be more help than I ever thought.
Who gyms?
Finally, some encounters. Route 6 we caught Oddish, named Ravarus. then Norbert the Diglett in Diglett's Cave. Doug Trio showed up, pissed off though, and immediately killed our brand new Ravarus. And I swore this would be the last Pokemon we lost. We caught Balarian the Magikarp in the SS Anne, Umaroth the Mankey on Route 6, and Sisu the Ekans on Route 11. After beating up a whole cruise liner full of Pokemon, Chat wanted to fight again. He hadn't leveled much, so our birds went to work, and Bahamut came out again to finish the War Turtle off. Norbert one-shot all of Lieutenant Surge's Pokemon, and off to Rock Tunnel we went. We caught Viserion the Voltorb because alliteration, and Alduin...
How much damage are we taking? How much are we talking? How much are we talking here? All of it? No!
My starter gone before he could ever become a Charizard. I was in the middle of swearing that this would be the last loss when Umaroth got one shot by a Rattata crit Hyperfang. I stopped swearing anything after that one. I also went one twist around the bend, apparently. I figured we were safe once Magikarp evolved, because Gyarados is a monster, but he immediately died to a self-destruct, and it looked like Rock Tunnel would end this run.
Oh my god! No!
On the other side, we caught Drogon the Growlithe, bought Puff the Abra and Celadon, he promptly died to a single scratch. Viserion almost died to this Poliwhirl, and then actually died to Eradicate because I forgot about Quick Attack. I looked at this growing pile of corpses and thought, maybe being a Nuzlocker just wasn't for me. But I'm stubborn, and Bahamut had basically carried us this far, so we challenged Erica. Bahamut easily soloed the gym, and it felt like we were back on track. Giovanni was a cakewalk, and even the rival fight in Lavender was a breeze. Because of Bahamut, a Beedrill was heavily carrying me through my first real hardcore Nuzlocke, and I felt the spirit of Pikachu, the Beedrill I soloed Fire Red with, egging this Nuzlocke on towards victory. That video can be found in the descriptions below. Our tower encounter wasn't ghastly. Weirdly, instead we caught a Cubone, named it Lerny, and tossed it in the box because I was still feeling salty about losing Alduin. Passing Snorlax meant we had access to the Super Rod, which opens up so many encounters. Caught Saphira the Psyduck in Misty's gym, Apalala the Shelder in Vermilion, Bravada the Venonat on 14, Toothless the Hitmonchan in Saffron, and Belgabad the Snorlax on Route 16, who immediately died to a self-destruct. But we stayed on our feet and we got ready for another fight with Chat. How there's room for this in an office building, I have no idea. Fernie knew Drillpeck now and basically just soloed this. I switched to Bahamut for safety on the Blastoise, but it probably would have been fine. Next up was Giovanni, but Bahamut is a god reincarnated as a bug and had no problems here. That gave me the confidence to take on Sabrina next, and Bahamut went to work. One-shot Kadabra, then Mr. Mime, then Venomoth. Bug is super effective against Psychic. This was awesome. But Psychic is also super effective against Poison, and Alakazam is fast as hell. Our bug savior was no more. Out went Fernan, and Sabrina pulled the most Gen 1 of moves and recovered at full health, so a crit Drillpeck got us the badge. Koga had the same level cap, so we popped down and threw Norbert at him. Doug Trio is a speedy beast and was easily cruising through to Koga's final Pokemon, Weezing. It tanked an Earthquake, and why would you blow up your final Pokemon? What kind of a strategy is this, Koga? It was feeling again like maybe I was just bad at this, but we'd gotten this far and the Fallen must be avenged. I chased down a ton of encounters and killed most of them because I was playing the game sped up. Shenron the Pikachu died to a Tentacool, Elliot the Staryu to a Coughing, and once more, self-destruct from a Voltorb killed Cadmus the Weezing. Were we gonna have anything left to fight the Elite Four? I challenged Blaine because I needed a win, and Fernan's Drillpeck delivered. Who needs water types when you have a burb? With only 2 major fights before the Elite Four, I flew to Giovanni. Apolala the Cloister surfed the Rhyhorn and the Dugtrio. I switched to Fafnir the Slowbro to Blizzard the Nidoqueen, and then the Nidoking, but he missed.
Oh, I'm good. I'm gonna Blizzard once more. I don't think this kills. Unless it does. It does not. No. Okay, that's fine. 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 That's fine.
I didn't want to risk losing Slowbro, who I had pegged for the Elite Four, so Layden the Krabby came in for a single act. Death. Its sacrifice gave us a clean switch back to Apolala, who should have just stayed in the whole time because Surf one-shot Rhydon. Sorry, Layden. My bad. Chat wanted to lose one final time, and I was happy to oblige. Apolala Ice Beamed, surfed, and Ice Beamed, leaving just Zam and Blastoise. I switched to Slowbro, so the Zam Psychic would be resisted, but I clicked Blizzard instead of Headbutt, giving Zam enough time to set up Reflect. I switched to Fernin, took a big hit. I should have brought a Sackable for this moment, but decided to risk it, hoping Fernin was faster. I was right. My journey had brought me to this moment, knowing I had developed only the biggest of big brains. Apolala finished off Blastoise with Spike Cannon, and I knew I was ready. I only needed one more Pokemon to fill out my team, so we caught Bruce Leroy the Machoke, and had our 6. But at the end of a 3-hour grind stream, a Persian crit killed when I just wasn't paying attention. Again, we needed a 6th, but looking at my encounters, I just couldn't find the right Mon, so I turned to my box. Cubone was sitting there taunting me. The Mon who cost me my starter was the only option, and I had to learn the art of forgiveness. I'll spare you the grind to get there, but it was long and left me with this team for the Elite Four. Apolala the Cloister, Lerny the Marowak, Vervada the Venomoth, Fafnir the Slowbro, Drogon the Arcanine, and Fernin the Fearow. Let's go. First up, Lorelei. Vervada was out to sleep, then Solar Beam Dugong, and again on Cloister. Solar Beam did way less to Slowbro than I thought, and so it managed to amnesia itself way more than I should have allowed. Thankfully, Gen 1 AI viewed amnesia as super effective because Psychic beats Poison, and so she never switched to Water Gun, which would have crushed me. Gen 1 is busted. Jinx came in and got the freeze on her Ice Punch, so here's another Gen 1 explainer. Not only can you not use moves when frozen, but you can't do anything, including switch out. So I could do nothing as I watched her beat Vervada to dust. Drogon went out and got immediate revenge with Flamethrower, and Fafnir took his place to take Lapras out with Psychic. 1 down, but I'm down 1 Pokemon. Second is Bruno, and Fafnir the Slowbro went out with a menacing grin. Surf the Onix, Psychic Hitmonchan, Psychic the Hitmonlee, and Surf the Onix. He probably could have taken the Machamp too, but I was skittish after Lorelei, so Fernin went in to Oko with a Drill Peck. Easy. Third was Agatha all along. Lerny went out because he needed a nap apparently. I switched to Fafnir, and luckily she switched to Golbat. Psychic took out Golbat and Gengar, but Fafnir also needed a nap, I guess. I figured Slowbro could take a hit and maybe would wake up, but Agatha switched again. Slowbro did wake up, and Arbok fell to a Psychic. Haunter came back out and put Fafnir to sleep again. The Hypnosis chance in this fight is crazy. She confused Fafnir before switching to her final Gengar, and Drogon took over. Gengar dropped a Toxic, but a crit Flamethrower was too much for it. Fernin finished off the Haunter, and we were done. This fight could have been a lot harder if she hadn't used Dream Eater so often on fully awake Pokemon. Finally, we were at Lance. The champion, the Dragon Master, the leader of the Elite Four. Look at his smug smirk. I sent out Apolala the Cloister and Ice Beamed his whole team. I was the champion. Or so I thought. Chat had somehow booked it to the Elite Four and become champion just moments before me, and it was time for the actual finale to my first ever hardcore Nuzlocke. My first time playing set mode. I had 5 Mons that could do it, I just had to not mess this up. Apolala Ice Beamed Pidgeot, and chat sent out Zam. Fafnir went out to take the Psychic, but it crit and we only got off 1 strength before we went into death range. But this is the champion fight, and everything is sackable at this point. Faf braced for impact, but Chat's Psybeam just didn't do enough damage without the crit to knock Faf out. Surf took out Rhydon and Arcanine. Fearnin one-shot Executor, and suddenly I was on his Blastoise, the final Pokemon of the game.
And Spearow and Fearow survived the whole Nuzlocke. We caught them, I think, just after we beat Brock, right? The longest running Pokemon in the run. Oh, that was a beautiful crit, babe. It has Blizzard. I'm not swapping. Fernan has this. Fernan has this, baby. Fernan has this, baby. You can't hit Fearow. Oh my god. He is the god of evasion. Oh my god. Thank you for that follow. General Kenobi. Dijadi. Thank you for that follow. Oh, hell. Yes, we beat it. Oh, y'all. The NerdyLocke continues with a different game.
I did it. I won a hardcore Nuzlocke, even after losing so many Pokemon. They were looking down on this run, on this victory, especially Bahamut, who was without a doubt the MVP of this run. 1 game down, 34 to go. It was time to get started on green. If you want to catch this run, this challenge live over on Twitch, I'm still doing it. I have beaten a few of these games at this point, but you can come join live over at twitch.tv/nerdynightly. Like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to come back next Sunday to see how I beat Pokemon Green, sort of. There's going to be some caveats at the top of that video because ROMs got weird, but I'm going to explain that next week. For now, my name's Nerdy, because I get nerdy nightly, and I want you to do something nerdy tonight. Bye.